All right. It is Monday. It is 1 o'clock, and it feels so good to be back on the Monday message. First of all, I do just want to say thank you to everybody, all the kind messages that you sent, all the calls of concern. I apologize. It was like literally impossible to physically get back with every single person, every single one of you that messaged Holly and I. We appreciate all the love. Appreciate you guys thinking about our staff, thinking about everybody. It certainly was the craziest thing I have ever seen in Asheville. Terrible tragedy. Lots of lives lost, lots of homes lost, lots of businesses lost, and it's just been chaos since. So I'm currently at where Holly and I are right now, west of Asheville, until we go to not family reunion, until we go to National Boot Camp. So we got our temporary site here at the office. The Chandler was there this morning. They're up on the roof getting the internet going again, so that we have internet at the office again. It was crazy. No water, no gas, no internet. It was just craziness. So I'm really proud of the staff. Brandy was out there in the dark getting people fast tracked on her cell phone, and just like, way to go. Support being offered any way we could. We had no cell phone signal for like 4 days in the whole city. So there was like literally no way to get a hold of everybody. Internet is still out for the most part, but the staff figured out a way to make things happen. Omar headed down towards his in-laws where they had internet. Adam headed west out towards his parents, and we just kind of did the best we can until we could get things better. So fortunately, at the office, we will have internet soon, thanks to Starlink. So we got that going for now, at least, and we're just going to keep on pushing, keep on trucking. And I'm telling you what, I love watching a good rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Like I love seeing people that just grin and bear and grip and rip and let's go. And that's what I've seen my staff do. I thank the leaders also on the team. Adam Burr stepping up, the Strotter stepping up and providing leadership in the vacuum that really was created because there was no way for us to be interacting with anybody because we were in the dark up here. But things are getting better. We're moving forward. So thanks again to the staff. You guys were awesome. And thanks again, Rogers and Kim, Adam Burge, helping lead the team while we were absolutely unequivocally unavailable. So we got a great call for you today, guys. I'm so excited to talk about what we're getting ready to talk about. If you could use an extra $10,000 this quarter, I'm sorry. Well, you could get it this month too, right? There, you don't have to wait till the end of the quarter. Yeah, there's two kinds of money that I enjoy. One of them is fast. So there's no sense in waiting until the end of the quarter. So would an extra $10,000 be good for you this month, this quarter? Is there anybody that's like, nah, man, I'm seriously. I mean, if Roberto tried to send me $10,000, I'd send it back because I don't want it, don't need it, just nope, don't worry about it. Nope, no, I'm good, bro. Everybody use extra $10,000. So Roberto is trying to get you an extra $10,000 this quarter. Then this is on top of commission. You'll get paid all the full commission. You'll get paid the whole full commission and $10,000. Just picture that. Picture what it'd be like going in the new year with an extra $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love working income, right? Like when you work hard and make money at something, but when you get a bonus, a little bit sweeter. So, Roberto, I'm going to turn it over to you for the next few minutes. I'm going to mute out and I'm going to listen to you because I'm coming up with my strategy. I'm going to get my 10,000 too.
Perfect. Steven, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And as you mentioned, if you're not in the market to earn an additional $10,000 in bonuses, this call might not be for you. But if you are interested in earning that extra $10,000, make sure you're listening. So here with Corebridge Financial, before I talk to you about what that actual bonus opportunity looks like, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what it takes to get there, right? What we offer, what you need to be doing as an agent to make sure you earn this $10,000 in this quarter. Again, there's just nothing like it out there. So first and foremost, what do we offer, right? With Corebridge Financial, we are your final expense go-to carrier. We offer both the guaranteed issue as well as the simplified issue. So what does that tell you as an agent? As an agent, that tells you that regardless of your client's medical condition, their medical history, you can walk into that home, you can make that call confidently knowing that you have a solution for their needs. You have a solution to protect their family's needs. So with the guaranteed issue, no medical questions whatsoever. Anyone can qualify for it just as long as they're in the ages of 50 to 80. So they're in the ages of 50 to 80. They have a way to pay for that policy. They're going to get that coverage through our guaranteed issue. Our simplified issue, also for your clients ages 50 to 80, that one is going to be a little bit different. But really, the only difference between that solution is the process itself. With our simplified issue, the SIWL, that's where our bonus is tied to, there are underwriting questions involved. But the reason there's underwriting questions involved is because, again, we're trying to see if your client can potentially qualify for that day one coverage that you are all looking for. If they do not qualify for that day one coverage based off their medical history, they may still be able to qualify for our graded solution, which is your standard 2-year waiting period. Of course, if they're not healthy enough for either of them and there is a decline, at that point, you're able to, again, confidently pivot towards our guaranteed issue and walk out of that home with two things: money in your pocket, and secondly, as a hero to that client and to that family. So what that actual process looks like, because I truly believe that for this $10,000 bonus that we have right now, if we did not have a good process to get you there, that $10,000 doesn't really mean anything, right? So the process itself, what that looks like in that e-application, you're going to go in, you're going to fill in your basic information, your client information, and then immediately you're going to jump into the underwriting questions. As soon as you click underwrite case, within 30 seconds to a minute, you are going to have a decision. That decision, again, is level, graded, or decline. But why that process is so important is because this decision is coming early on in the application. It's coming in the first half of the application. That way, again, if there's an adverse decision, you don't have to go through the whole application and then wait till the very end to get a potential decline, right? You don't want to do that. So we're giving you that decision in the first half of the application before you are entering your client's beneficiary information, your payment information. So that is huge. So keep that in mind next time you're out in the field. One other thing that I do love to highlight from a payment perspective is we do still take your debit card, credit card, Social Security Direct Express cards, and of course the bank draft. None of these affect your commission payout. You're still going to get the advance regardless of how your client is paying. And then lastly, one more thing I definitely want to highlight from an underwriting perspective. Did you know that we are taking your active cancer patients for our day one simplified issue coverage? I'm going to repeat that. Day one coverage for your cancer patients. Now, not all of your cancer patients are going to qualify for that day one, but two of the most common ones that I run into all the time is breast cancer and prostate cancer. So if your client had breast cancer or prostate cancer, as long as it stayed at stage 1 and it was treated or diagnosed in the last 4 years, that's going to be day one coverage. So I encourage you to look through your notes and see if you've run into these clients, these cancer patients within the last year, within the last 2 years. And at that point in time, you were not able to offer them coverage. But now you have a reason to go back to them. You're able to go back to them. And guess what? You don't have to buy another lead. They're already part of your system that you've been working. So go back to them. Try to get them this day one coverage with Corebridge simplified issue. So talk to you a little bit about both solutions we offer. Now, I definitely want to talk about the bonus opportunity we have going on. So just to give you a little bit of a background on what we've done this year, or I'm actually going to take it back to 2023. 2023, we had a bonus opportunity where if you issue paid 10 simplified issue policies, you were earning a $2,500 bonus. Again, it's bonus money. It's on top of the commissions that you're already generating off the sale. So we decided to change it up this year. And this year in 2024, we are doing a quarterly bonus. First quarter was $8,000. Second quarter was $8,000 again. Third quarter that just ended a few weeks ago, we were doing $7,000. So we were all thinking, hey, what are we going to do in this fourth quarter? You know, it's been a big success. It's definitely, this is why the Alliance, you're up over 140% year over year. So what are we going to do fourth quarter? And I was so ecstatic when we finally got the approval for a $10,000 bonus. So here's what that's going to look like. If you haven't already gotten my emails with the bonus flyer, I'm going to share it up on my screen, and then I'm also going to send it out to Steven. So here's what that looks like. Same structure that we've done these last 3 quarters. It's going to work in tiers. So it's going to be tier 1 is the 5 policies. Tier 2 is 10. Tier 3 is 15. Then the last tier is 20. So that is the 20 policies that's going to get you the $10,000. As you can see, here is actual bonus breakdown. For the first 5 policies that you issue pay, it's a $250 bonus. The next 5, it's $2,500. 15, we're going to send you $3,500. So cumulative, you're at $6,250 in bonus payouts for the quarter. And then lastly, the biggest tier 4, 20 policies. That's going to get you a bonus of $3,750. So all of a sudden, we're looking at a $10,000 bonus in the fourth quarter. You have to have a plan in place. Don't wait until the last week or two to submit all these policies and get them through. Make sure you're not going crazy the last 2 weeks of the quarter, right? Schedule them ahead of time. This should be taking you 2 to 3 policies a week in order to achieve the bonus. And just some housekeeping items. Whatever policy you wrote in from July 1st through September 30th, you just got to make sure they stay in the books. If they lapse, you simply have to make them up in this fourth quarter. So that is also part of the reason. Don't just do 20 policies. Give yourself that cushion. Write 24, 25 policies in case one does lapse. You won't have to worry about missing out on that next level tier. So I'm incredibly excited for this opportunity we have going on. So just keep this in mind. With the Alliance, you're going to be generating the commission off of this sale. Plus, on top of that, I'm not that great at math, but if I do a breakdown, you're earning a $500 bonus per policy that you submit based off the $10,000 for 20. There is no AP limit. There is no AP limit. It's a 20 policy count is going to get you that bonus. So with that, Steven, I'm going to turn it back to you and see if there's any questions or anything.
Bro, I love it, man. That is so exciting. I appreciate you guys so much getting that done, getting that bonus out there for us. And you're right. That's $500 per app, $500 per application. I mean, that's in some cases, that's going to double your money on the application. In a lot of cases, it double your money on the application. It's a no-brainer. So, man, I appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Guys, let's wear him out in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? Let's wear him out, getting his contacts and just getting every little piece of information you can get. I'm just telling you, having a friend like Roberto in the business is massive, massive, massive for you. So let's wear him out in Orlando, guys. Here's the other thing too. I'll tell you really cool about Corebridge that you can't see on the other carriers. They'll tell you when that policy is paid up. So you can tell the client, hey, it's going to be $136.24 a month. And then at age 91, 92, it shows you no more payments. And I'm telling you, that's just an extra little competitive thing. You could say, well, I mean, you could pay that one for all of eternity. Or over here at Corebridge, we can tell you where the road stops. So I love it. Appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to see you this weekend.
Thanks again, Steven. I'll see you in a few days.
Awesome. Sorry, I got the messages about the camera bouncing. If you could see what we've got rigged here so that I could do the Monday message, you would laugh. I'm trying very hard not to make the camera bounce, though. I will try that moving forward. I don't want to give anybody motion sickness. I feel like if I don't touch this card table, that might be better. Like, I'm serious. We're like TV tray. We're making this up as we go, guys. Asheville's a disaster. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. Actually, no, we don't want to do leaderboards. I'm sorry, I neglected to do leaderboards. Can we go ahead and pull the leaderboards up from last week, Chandler? All right, all producers over 1,000. You see Donita, Brittany, Jessica, Steven, Summer, Mallory, Henry, Zach, Richard, Melissa, David, Jonathan, Heather, and David O'Brien there, Jeff. You got Eric, Marissa. You got Danny Hoyt there, Aubrey, Sarah, Janet Brush. We got Misha Marsh. I love it. Mimi Ramiro, let's go. Cleo, let's go. Eli, Haley, Andre Lee, David Helgeson, Tom Payne. I was able to get 3 applications in some way or another last week. Woo! Look at these numbers. See, so normally I get to see the numbers ahead of time. I'm flying blind because literally Chandler was on the roof this morning installing the Starlink while Holly was helping get numbers processed into him. And then I got a thumbs up that said, numbers are good. Let's go. So awesome. That's just like so exciting to see. Look at this. We got Jeremico coming in, $9,028.96. Mike Guerra, $11,578.72. Adam Burge, $12,000 on the nose. Got some big policies coming in there. And he's got some big annuities he's getting ready to write too that you're going to see pop in the next couple of weeks. Aaron Wilson, $15,589.32 off of 7 applications. Way to go, Aaron. Mercedes Meche, let's go. $18,474 in premium. So just take a snapshot of this. All right, that's going to be the 5 happiest people walking around at convention. I'm just telling you. Well, here's what I would tell you I would do. Monday, we got the rest of Monday. We got Tuesday. We got Wednesday. Most of us have Thursday. I've got to be down there, so we're flying down Thursday. I would take all these days and I would work 20-hour days this week. 20-hour days. Oh, mandatory overtime. Cram in as much premium as you can before you go to conference. So that way you can be getting paid at conference and you can have that confidence and that swagger. Let me tell you something. When you come into conference with confidence and swagger, because you wrote a bunch of business in the days before, you get 10x more out of the conference. A confident mind, a confident heart, a mind with swagger, a mind with heart is open and absorbing 10x more than the average person. So I'm just telling you that if it's me, I'm standing on my head 20 hours a day for the next 4 days to get as much crammed in as I can before National Boot Camp. All right. Let's go to our next slide here. Top 5 weekly paychecks. Look at these paychecks. Mike Guerra over $5,000. Jeremico, $5,292.45. Adam Burge, $5,976.10 deposited. Nick Greco, $7,449.26 deposited. Danny Hoyt, top check of the week. Way to go, brother. $9,181.51. Way to go, man. Oh, top 5 year-to-date producers. Let's see. Has there been a shakeup in the makeup? There has been some moving around here. There's a tight battle between 4 and 5 with what Aaron submitted this week. She might spread that lead some. Jeremico, Nick Greco, and Nick Greco. Ooh, Nick Greco pulling up on Burge. Oh man, this is going to be fun to watch the 4th quarter. This is going to be fun to watch. Awesome. Next, recruiting. Mercedes. Holy crap! 15 completed fast tracks. Way to go, Mercedes. You are awesome. I need to call you when we get off this call. Base Shop did 7 and 2 contracts despite not having internet. Despite the office being closed, despite us not having water in Asheville. Let me tell you something. Doing without power, we can work around that. No water. Whew, it's 70% of the city still has no water. It's insane, y'all. And the Base Shop still pulled that off. That is impressive. I'm so impressed with you guys. Anthony Chavis bringing in a fast track. Let's go. Adam Burge, contracted agent. Year-to-date recruiting. Our Base Shop continues to try and close that gap on Mr. Avian and extend our lead over the Leventoviches. You guys made it last week. You made it happen, man. I'm so proud of you guys. Travel schedule. So yes, I had to reschedule my people said, are you coming to the meeting? I was like, the airport is closed. What do you mean the airport is closed? The airport is closed. Cerrado. You couldn't fly out. It was crazy. And plus with our house being a disaster area, I didn't want to leave Holly with that on her hands either. So we had to reschedule that run to November. I am looking at booking some other dates. So Detroit, I know I want to get you guys on the schedule again. I want to get Fort Lauderdale on the schedule. Talk to me. Tell me where you got people, because I want to close this year out strong, getting in front of people, getting in front of new agents. Where do you have new heat? Where do you have new fire? That's where I want to be to help. And we are going to do a boot camp in Asheville at December 7th at our office. We're going to do one of those intense Saturday boot camps. So plan on that. Cabo leaderboards. Look at Janet Brush qualified for Cabo. Hutch qualified for Cabo. Holly and I are qualified on the personal production leaderboards, and I think we're still number 1 on the manager leaderboards, or we were. Jeremico, David Helgeson, Adam Burge, Nick Greco, guys, we're gonna have so much fun in Cabo. You will not want to be here not being in Cabo. I'm just telling you, Cabo is going to be so much fun. It's one of the most beautiful places. You will literally walk out your room and you will look at the ocean and you will be like, "Whoa!" It's just unless you've been to Cabo and you've seen Land's End and all that. It's hard. You're gonna want to be there. All right, hands off the card table so we don't vibrate the computer. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. I know who's going to win this fourth quarter. I know who's going to get that $10,000. I know who's going to grow their team the fastest this fourth quarter. Here's who it is. It's whoever can stack the most positive interactions with others. Whoever can stack the most positive interactions with others, that's who wins. Think about it for a minute. Positive interactions. What is a sale? A sale is a positive interaction. What is booking an appointment? It's a positive interaction. What is getting a referral? It's a result of a positive interaction. What is getting a recruit? It's a fast track. It's a positive interaction. What's getting somebody signed up for licensing? Again, it's a positive interaction. Getting a new agent contracted is a positive interaction. So whoever stacks the most of those over the fourth quarter is going to be the people that win the fourth quarter. It's so very, 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 very predictable. It's so very predictable. So I apologize. Keep looking at the camera. The background is just driving me crazy, but we literally just got this rolling. So we'll be in better shape after conference. It's just so not symmetrical. And y'all know what the studio normally looks like. Chandler does a great job with the aesthetics there. But yeah, whoever stacks the most of those, that's who wins 100%. So the goal. So the question is, will you decide to stack more positive interactions than the rest of the folks? Because whoever does, that's who wins. And so what I want to do is I want to give you some solid tactical, technical ways to stack more positive interactions. Right now, don't take this too far the other way. Sometimes people do that, and I'm just like, God, bless their heart. I had a bunch of positive interactions today. Did you sell anything? Nope, but I had a bunch of positive interactions. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Stack positive interactions and close the deal. You know what I'm saying? But the more you use these techniques and tips, the easier it is going to be to close and get the deal done. Okay. So point number one, there are two questions that every single person that you get into an interaction with that's going to ask themselves, and they need those questions. They need those questions answered. And here's the crazy thing. Most people psychologically, they're unaware of the fact that they're trying to get these two questions answered. I mean, I'm talking like 98% of the population, right? Like you and I read a lot of books. So we know this, we're aware of this. But 98% of the population doesn't read books that makes them think, right? 98% of the population wants to be fed. They're content consumers, right? They're not thinkers. So it's just what they want to be fed by their Instagram feed, by their TikTok feed. But I'm talking about you and me. You and me know this, but the rest of the world doesn't know this. So they're unaware that this is happening. So here's the two questions that they need answered, that they're instantly going to ask themselves internally. The first is, do I like you? Believe it or not, that's it. The first thing in their mind is they're trying to figure out if they like you. If they like you, now you can pass to the second question they're going to ask themselves internally. Like I said, unawares to most people, but they are asking themselves internally, can I trust you? Do I like you? Can I trust you? So how does knowing that help you stack more positive interactions? Knowing that lets you be on point when you start every interaction. Knowing that keeps you from adding things to interactions that are only going to interfere with the fact of them liking you, right? That's why like super opinionated salespeople typically struggle. They can't help themselves. They say something to the client that makes the client go, I don't like this guy. I don't like this lady, right? Do I like you? Can I trust you? So when you go in, when you get on the phone and they pick up, when you walk in the home, when you talk to the recruit, when you talk to the ad responding, right? Do I like you? Once I've answered that, can I trust you? Just know that is exactly how everybody operates. So when you're going through your day, when you're going through your list of appointments, the first thing I've got to do is get you to like me. Once I get you to like me, Then I got to do things that let you know you can trust me. Once I've got both, we can make we can make some serious progress. Now I mean serious progress. But we've got to answer those two questions first. So how do you answer both? Think compliments, think preparation, right? When you look ill prepared, you are not trustworthy. And you say, I am put together morally. My moral fiber is as strong as the day is long. I hear you. But if you look unprepared, if you sound unprepared, if you sound like you got up 10 minutes too late, and so now you're rushing into the interaction, you're not trustworthy. And I'm not saying that as a character assassination. I'm telling you that's what they're going to think. Because people that are unprepared and rushed are not trustworthy. Transparency, be a real person. Be a real person. Now, don't be too real. You don't have to tell them everything you believe about the world, the universe, and everything all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just be normal, be a real person. People love transparency. Here's another way that tells people you can trust me. Share things about yourself. Share things. When you share things about yourself, like I love telling people my birthday. when early on in the interaction, I'm like, oh, you so yeah, so I'm September 20th, 1980. And just like sharing that stuff says, hey, trustworthy people are trusting people. Does that make sense? Sharing things about yourself. Sameness. Use that power of sameness. People like people that are like them. So in every way possible, I'm going to try and be as much like my client as possible. That's why I always say be a blank canvas, right? I always say be a blank canvas because a blank canvas can be very likable. An already heavily painted canvas that's got opinions about everything, that's not very likable. So remember, they're going to want to answer those two questions. Do I like you? Can I trust you? Here's the second thing. Stay 100% in control of your emotions. And I hear if you start to think, well, no, I'm just a passionate person. I've heard it all. I'm just telling you, stop, time out. Don't repeat that message again in your brain. Because what's that saying is it's okay if I'm overly emotional about everything. Think about this. We all have a refractory period where we can reclaim our power. That's the refractory period is between stimulus and response. A real secret to this is the longer you can make the refractory period, the better the response. Think about most people in this world, they're constantly overreactors, right? We all, Lord knows you probably relate to people like I'm related to. Lord knows you probably live near people like I live. You know what I'm saying? But you see it all. Their refractory period is just like it's just. I mean, you can't even see it. Emotionally, like all over the place, people very short refractory periods. People that you think of as emotionally stable, that don't lose their head, that don't lose their cool, that don't blow up at people. They have very long refractory periods. Let me tell you something. Here's the secret. Everybody's pretty much born the same way, right? Everybody pretty much enters this world upside down and naked. There is the ability to train yourself to have a longer refractory period. All it takes is the ability to count. That's all it takes. You can train yourself to have a longer refractory period. When the response happens, just start counting. 1,000. The longer you wait, the better the response. People with real short refractory periods, terrible responses typically. And that's why they have a lot of messes in their lives, a lot of dysfunctions, a lot of undones, a lot of issues. They always got a new best friend because the other best friend they had turns out they were the scum of the earth, and you and like those people very short refractory periods. Emotionally stable people that have strong leadership potential, large refractory periods. So what gets in the way of our emotions? The two things: the insecurities you and I have about ourselves, and the ignorance and offenses of others. But here's the thing. We can beat all that by training ourselves to have a longer refractory period. It's just a matter of patience and practice. Patience and practice. Because here's the problem. If you let your emotions get the best of you, you go into that fight or flight mode, right? Here's the way we work as humans. Your neocortex in your brain literally shuts off at that point. So at that point, once you've let your emotions get a hold of you, your neocortex is not working. you have at that point become no more logical than a chimpanzee. Like we have the same level of logical thinking as a chimpanzee at that point when our neocortex isn't working, or name an animal, fill in the blank, right? Our neocortex is what separates us as humans. So when we shut it down by letting our emotions get a hold of us, that's why, you know, typically if you think about, hey, let's be honest, me and you, we've made some bad decisions. We've had some bad reactions. What got a hold of us? We let our emotions get a hold of us, shut down our neocortex, right? So if we want more positive interactions, we've got to increase that refractory period, keep control of our emotions. All right. Next thing, unleash the power of empathy. The people that have the best interactions in this world are the people with the highest levels of empathy. If you think about people that have made you feel special, people that you've connected with in a very special way, they have very high levels of empathy. Very high levels of empathy make you instantly trustworthy and instantly likable. Now, here's the empathy test, right? When you see poor behavior of another, do you A, assume that, man, that person must have some insane circumstances they're under, otherwise they wouldn't behave like that? Or B, that person's an idiot, that person's a stupid person, that person's a bad person, that person doesn't have whatever you want to go, right? A or B? Which is the first thing that comes to you? If you can train yourself to go, nope, I'm picking A. Nope, I'm picking. The more you do that, you will build higher levels of empathy. Really judgy people. I mean, Lord knows y'all got judgy family, like I got judgy family, and I've met plenty of judgy people, right? Super judgy. Like some people like they have a, you know, gone fishing sign on their door. You know, like these people would have like a gone judging sign. Like I gotta get out there and judge these people, man. These people aren't gonna judge themselves. Those people have very low level of empathy. And that's really the lowest of way of living, right? It's the lowest way of living. So high levels of empathy. And again, this is a training thing, just like the refractory period. It's a training thing. You train yourself to, when you see that behavior, train yourself to go, nope, A, I'm going A. Just remember this. Bad graces come from hurting places. People are behaving the best way they know how based on the information they've come to accept, right? So the higher level of empathy that you can grow, because again, just like refractory period and control of your emotions, we grow the empathy. All right. Power of empathy. Salespeople with high levels of empathy are literally unstoppable. Literally unstoppable. You increase your level of empathy, you increase your refractory period, you're going to take Roberto's money. I promise you that. You're going to get that $10,000. I promise you that. All right. Next thing, reduce cognitive dissonance in the people you're interacting with. Reduce cognitive dissonance. So what's cognitive dissonance? That's where people feel like they have to defend a previous decision or a previous affiliation. I see people do this with recruiting. Like at a hotspot, I've seen it drive me crazy. Somebody will say, "Oh, so where did you get your license?" "Oh, I got my license with XYZ company." Like, "Oh yeah, they're bad. They're bad." Oh, here's the problem. That may be so. And are there a lot of terrible opportunities out here? Yeah, most of them, right? Nobody has what we have. But if you immediately attack a decision they've made previously, you're creating cognitive dissonance and an uncomfortability inside of them. I see people do it all the time with hotspots. I'm like, don't do that, idiot. I'm like, nope, I got to develop more empathy. Oh, they're under circumstances. I'm working on me too, right? I just don't do that. Don't do that. Or with policies. I'll listen to tape and they'll be like, "Oh, I have a Colonial Penn." Now we all know that that's garbage. That's a garbage policy. But if I immediately go, "Well, that's a garbage policy," now they've got to defend this decision they previously made. I'm creating cognitive dissonance, and now they're uncomfortable. And guess what? They ain't gonna like me and they ain't gonna trust me. So think of, is the thing I'm going to say next going to create cognitive dissonance, or am I going to create cognitive ease? Here's a great question. It's a psychological trick. "Oh, wow. Okay. So tell me what you like about XYZ company. Tell me what you like about your Colonial Penn policy," right? And you think, "But why would you do that? That doesn't make sense." Well, that's because a lot of the way we operate psychologically is counterintuitive. Here's what's called, here's what you do with a question like that. You trigger what's called a negativity bias, meaning the way our brains work, we cannot list positives without, in fact, also then thinking of negatives. So it's a psychological, it's the way we work. It's the way we wired. So when you say, "Tell me what you like about your, Colonial Penn or ABCD policy," whatever, right? Tell them what you like about, being at XYZ company. Their brain will immediately start making both lists. And now you didn't create cognitive dissonance because they're not having to defend the decision they made previously. And now they can bring the decision out into like, well, I liked that they had this program or that program. But I tell you what I hated is that they didn't have training. They didn't have support. Couldn't get a hold of it. They're going to start going through that automatically. Next time, seriously, just try. When you try it and you do it, I want you to text me. I want you to, what do you like about that policy? Well, I mean, the rate was good. But I don't have an agent, or my agent has, I haven't, like, they're going to do it. Just trust me on that. You're triggering their negativity bias. This is how we work. It's how we work. That's how we operate. It's how we are wired as human beings. All right. Here's another phrase. If I could, so they lay their policy out. You're doing a policy review. Say, if I could improve your situation, and I don't know that I can, but if I could improve your situation, if I could improve your position, would that be helpful to you? That's a question that allows for cognitive ease, not cognitive dissonance. All right, almost done here. No, this is I think number 5, but it should have been number 1. Get people to talk about themselves. When you and I start talking about ourselves, we release immediately into our bloodstream dopamine. Yep, the feel good chemical, dopamine. That's why you like people that let you talk about yourself. That's why you like people that are interested in you and ask you questions, and you get to share stuff about yourself. That's why you like them. Because here's what happened. There's a psychological law that we all operate under, and this is just the way we work as human beings, right? And that's called reciprocity. When someone does something nice for you, what do you feel that you need to do in return? Something nice for them. Now, the only people that don't experience the urge or the psychological rule of reciprocity are people that are sociopathic. So if you don't have that inside of you, let's get you some help, friend. No, but we all do that, right? Someone does something nice for you and you immediately like I can't tell you, I feel like I am in incredible debt right now. Like I am in so much debt emotionally because so many of you guys have messaged so many people throughout the whole lives. I mean, it's just like me and Holly were in our network of friends and family all over the country. It's just like we were just overwhelmed. It's like, I don't think I can ever get out of this emotional debt because I want to do something nice for all those people. It's how we work as human beings. So when you get someone to talk about themselves and they feel that release of dopamine, they like you, then the law of reciprocity will kick in and they'll want to return good feelings towards you. I'm telling you, these strategies will help you absolutely have more positive interactions this quarter than you did last quarter. The only other thing I tell you is whoever invests the most in leads, whoever invests the most in ads, whoever gets the most referrals, they're going to have the interactions to have, right? If you got leads, but you're slacking on your activity on the phone, you're not even putting yourself in a game. These laws will be helpful only as much as you put yourself in the game. So let's me and you take these next 4 days we've got until conference. Let's absolutely pour it on. Let's have as many possible interactions as possible. Let's utilize these tips and techniques that I'm giving you. Let's come into National Boot Camp absolutely on fire. If you don't have a ticket to National Boot Camp, get yourself to National Boot Camp. Get yourself to National Boot Camp. It is going to be insane. If you're on the fence, you're like, well, I may not go. I don't know. I have a ticket, but I might. Just go. Just go. Just come. I'm telling you. I have the agenda and I know the breakout sessions. Like when you check in, you're going to get a menu of all the different breakout sessions. So you can start plotting this is going to be the coolest. We've been trying to get this type of event. I can't tell you how long T and I've been working on. And other people are just going, we've got to do something. Andy's all on board. He's fired up. I'm just telling you, this National Boot Camp, we've never done an event like this. We have never done an event like this. This is going to be one of the most exciting, energy-filled events. I'm just telling you, do not miss it. If you miss it, you are absolutely shooting yourself in the foot business-wise. Guys, Holly and I love you. If I haven't messaged you back, just know that we love you. We know that we appreciate you checking on us. Know that we appreciate you sending prayers and thoughts and good wishes and all the stuff you've been doing. Thank you so much. Thank you for looking after the staff. I know some of you guys were like just crazy saying, do we need to drive up there and find Adam, find Omar, find Brandy, you guys are just awesome. So awesome job by the staff during very difficult circumstances. I'm just telling you, man, this is setting us up for a crazy, crazy fourth quarter. Roberto, thanks for being on, brother. I can't wait to see you in Orlando. Can't wait to see everybody in Orlando. It's going to be awesome. Holly and I love y'all. Let's get out. Let's get after it. There won't be a Monday message next week because everybody's going to be traveling back from boot camp. All right. Love you.